Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I have pretty average rack, vowels and consonants fairly balanced, but I think I'm looking at wuss actually because the rack leave is very strong, or pretty strong. Score isn't great. I can score more with Wames. 28. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. 28. That was what I was afraid of. Drawing another U, and it did happen. So I'm quite a way off from a bingo now. But Wames was definitely the highest score, I think, or close to it. Now I have EAU here. French for water. And that's not a terrible rack leaf. NSEU. It also plays above. Oh, okay, opponent's taken that spot. Now EAU plays quite nicely here. For 23, and I'll go ahead and play that. Yeah. Interesting. This is much closer to a bingo. Sinecure through an E and insecure. But is there a bingo? Kearney's I don't think is a thing. Now opponents provided an O and an N as floaters. Doesn't provide an E for insecure. I have the shin ending, but eruction. Eruction is T-I-O-N, not S-I-O-N. Just not seeing a bingo through the O or the R. Reincurs. Reincurs. That looks fine. For 90. I have the H for a CH play. Opponent has passed. Interesting. Chol no good. Not seeing. What about foe? Terrible rack leave, but decent score. Uvula is a possibility with this rack. Uvula and ape. Wondering about a C play. No C play jumping out. pretty awful rack. Opponent says that he misclicked. Okay, so perhaps instead of passing he meant to exchange. Not sure. So is Uvula the play? It gives an easy score to Titanus. Titanus, okay. Now I've got leveled, but look how awful this rack leave is. 2 U's. I'm going to go with it. And X, I draw the X, so Pex no good. Curex, no. Carex is good. Carex. Crux doesn't reach. What about OX plays? No, there's not much flexibility with this rack. How best to get rid of 2 U's? Guru would be one way of doing it. Maybe Ruru. Definitely doesn't score much, but it's sorts the rack out. Now Covet, opponent scores fairly well there and doesn't provide much for me. Yeah, I think Ruru. Yeah, and then maybe in something IX play next turn. So Tix works. Tix there, or what about Ruru takes an S? EX pretty weak. Okay, I'll go with Tix for 40. Not a great pickup. Triplicate E and duplicate G. So I'll be looking to play something like Eggia. No spot for that. Beg. 27. Opponent likely to play under there if he's got the right tiles, or better yet, a bingo if he's got 1 or 2 blanks. So what to do? 6-letter play ending in T, still an option. Opponent taking some time with this move. Veggie. It's not bad. 24. Better rack leave than beg. Opponent down to about 6 minutes now. Feud takes an S, so bingo's from 11A across. Possibility. And the T still a floater for bingos across. Agrotat could be playable from A1 across. AEGROTAT. And wow, opponent really using up a fair bit of time on this move. I'll just nudge him to see if he's still with us. Oh, okay, he's still with us, which is good. Scores well with Zens. Okay, I draw the Q. Now Jebel. Jebel is good with a with or without the D. And Benj through an N. Could just dump the Q here. Or I could play something like Bell. 25 feels a bit weak. Ah, what about Jebel? 45 gives back an easy 45 to opponent. I don't mind the rack leave. Jebel 45, wow. Hard to turn that down. There's nothing that comes close to that. Now Jeet does come close to that. And I'll go ahead and play that for 57. I still have the QI spot, mind you. And I've still got beg. Brog and Bon. But I think beg takes out a hot spot. 27. Bigot. 29. Okay, that's looking alright. I don't see a bingo straight off the bat, but if I get rid of the Q with a QI play here, I'll be well poised to bingo the next turn. Bingo lanes are few and far between now. Just the hook onto feud. Bingo's ending in S. Apart from that, the old agrotat play in the top left, or aerostat maybe, TAT. It would have to be Bingo's ending TAT, I think. Or perhaps TATE, so in which case it wouldn't be triple but still a bingo. There's plenty of 8-letter words ending in TATE. Now opponent pretty low on time. I don't see any. Oh, he's taken my Q spot, so I could play cat here on the right. Plaqued. What about plaqued? But that wouldn't play anyway. PLAQUED. That would be quite nice. I think I'll play cat. Unless I play pled. Then it takes a front hook, a U. Wonder if this is worth doing. 22 kills bingo lanes, which I don't mind doing. Up led. I could play the Q with a U next turn. I think I will play this. Wow. I've got squad. Quandary, no. Quadding, is that a thing? Now I could play quad here, taking out a bingo lane. Then opponent's definitely not bingoing with that lot. Quad for 40, or perhaps squad for 52, and then 2 in the bag. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Squad, there might have been a better play, but now din, not a thing. Endrin, no. Drin. No great candidate plays jumping out. Lin is good, but not. And Lind. Opponent down to just a few seconds. And he's gone over time, so -10. Goes with Limey. And I suppose Mind is probably going to score most from this position, 14. And opponent has HIIR. Just trying to identify a good spot for the N. So I've got NY for 5. Opponent plays high there. Hien. I think Hien. No, Hien is not good. Pen and Un looks good for 7. And that's the end of the game. 453 to 368. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Back to the beginning of the game. And, oh, look at that. Weymouth's. Playable in, obviously, a few different spots. But, wow. That's a nice bingo. It's one that's not that familiar to me, but vaguely rings a bell. Weymouth's. Calf for 33. Opponent's got the top play there. U for 23 was best here. Donor opponent has for 16. And reincurs for 90. In source through the O of far less. Those were the only two bingos there. Opponent's got Titanus. Titanus. And Tantes is the other one. Nitrates, intreats, tetanies, tetanize. There were quite a few. Oh, half for 36 and faux for 35. Okay, I could have got rid of an extra vowel there. Now opponent has Titanus here for 88. And that was when he misclicked, I think. Uvula for 16. Where was I planning on playing that one? 4D. On to the A. Okay. Not a terrible rack leave, I guess. Levolt for 20. Covert for 33. Coverts for 43 at L1. Coverts. Okay, that's quite nice. Now, XU for 20. Where was that? 11H. XU. Okay, not bad. I went with Ruru. And then opponent's got Craw. Waz. Got quite good scores on offer there in the early 40s. Goes with Where. Ticks for 40 was best from this rack. Then opponent's got a nice big 48-point play in the top right. Veggie for 24 best from this rack. Octroy for 32. 14J, that was opponent's best. Octroy making Veggier. It's quite a nice way of undoubling the O's and I's. And then Jeet for 57 was best. Opponent's got U for 24, but Raya for 30. And Big O for 29. Bagel for 32. Bagel, but giving back an easy score for opponent. Ramal Ratal, some good scores there for opponent. Goes with Loka. Now, Quep through the U. That's not bad actually. 28 with ADL blank. I like it. The reason I played Pled was because I had a decent lead, and after Pled, opponent kinda needs to bingo, even though he can play through the P as a floater. but he can't play through the L, and he doesn't have a U to front hook pled unless he's got the blank. So it was a calculated risk, and I thought, well, there were no S's to come, so he would have had to use the blank as an S anyway. So maybe the threat of the bingo wasn't massive. Anyway, I also did that because I knew that I had the cue with the blank and was likely to be able to play from through the triple word there. Opponent goes with BAFTA. Now, quad for 40 was 14F. I did consider that, but I thought just go for the higher score and burn the blank because I wasn't about to bingo with this rack. Squad for 53, and then opponent 52, sorry. Then opponent's got primey, humary, goes with limey for 18, and then mine for 14, in for 17. Oh, of course, there, 12, in, sorry, B2, B12, yeah, in. Okay, so that was just the end game, and then opponent's got hip for 23 onto the PR, getting value off the cue, but he goes with high, and then pen for 7. So that was the end of the game. Yeah, a few misses there. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I'll see you next time.